Hello, welcome. I am Maria Acuña, and today I am taking you on a virtual trip to Slovakia. This is a culminating or wrap-up video where I am going to attempt to show you some of the highlights and things that I learned about Slovakia while working on my big project, which is to travel the entire world in about 25 years. So Slovakia is an Eastern European country. It is a landlocked country, which means it has no access to the ocean. It is surrounded by 5 countries. So it has Poland on the north, Ukraine to the east, Hungary to the south, Austria to the west, and the Czech Republic to the northwest. It has about 5.5 million people living in it, roughly. And this right here, it's the capital. It's called Bratislava. So we are going to go there first. So of course this country has a very complicated history, as you can imagine. I'm not even going to try to attempt to tell you about that. Because they have had so many people influence the history of this country, it would be a very, very long video. But here you can see the beautiful city of Bratislava. And right here, I believe this is the old section of town. From far away, I recognize the old town hall right there, which we're going to visit in a few minutes. But now, let's talk about this beautiful castle here. This is probably the most iconic castle in all of Slovakia, and it is also one of their symbols. This is the Bratislava Castle. It used to be previously known as the Pressburg Castle. It had its beginning with the Celts and later with the Romans. The Slavs used the foundation material left by the Celts and the Romans to erect a castle in the 8th century. Later on in the 9th century, a new palace of stone was constructed during the Great Moravian Kingdom, and you can still see the ruins of a basilica from this time. Many, many things have happened in this castle through time and history, and today it is a great thing that it actually houses the Museum of History of Slovakia. Alrighty, so now let's take a look at a little bit more at the Bratislava Castle. We're going to actually go to the entrance of it. And here you can see this statue. His name, it's a little hard for me to pronounce this, but I will do my best. Svatopluk, First of Moravia. And we're going to go now to their gardens of the castle, which are pretty new. And sadly, Google Maps has kind of like a winter look of it. But you can imagine how beautiful it must be, full of flowers in the spring, and that green much lighter. And from here, we're going to go to the old town. This is the historic center. So, of course, a long, long time ago, this was a walled city. And one of the ways that you would enter it was through Michael's Gate. Oh, what a beauty, huh? Now, let's savor it. One of the things that I did is I placed all the links to this presentation in a post, so you can actually do this on your own. And from here, we are going to go to the old town hall, which is really beautiful. It has a very interesting architecture style with all the tiles I just thought it was fascinating, the mix of things happening in this building. Now, before we leave Bratislava, I would like to show you two things. One of the things I tried to learn a little bit more about in each country too is the culture of the country and its folk dancing or music. And this was really great. This is called the Ludnica Artistic Ensemble, or the Slovak National Folklore Ballet. There we go. Beautiful, huh? I love their little screams in the middle of dancing. And the other thing I want to show you before we leave Bratislava is its national dish as attempted by me. So this is one of the well-renowned restaurants in Bratislava. It's called Metiansky Pivovar. And I'm going to show you the national dish as attempted, I said, by me. It's called Bridjovehauski. I thought that it was an interesting recipe. I have never made anything like it because basically this is like potato dumplings, and you make them with the raw potato and you grate it, and then you mix that potato that is all grated with flour, salt, and egg, and you mix it well together, and you end up with this dough that in pieces you're supposed to put into boiling water, and you do a test to see first if the consistency is right. So here I am doing that test, and I'm just taking one piece and trying it, and if it breaks up, you're supposed to add more flour to the mix. If not, then you've got the right consistency. And I was lucky, beginner's luck. So I was actually, and I just want to show you, I think I had it right there. I was able to take the, just in one go. You can see it. And then I just added pieces and pieces of dough to make all the dumplings. It takes a little bit of time, but it's really not hard at all. And then you let it boil, and they're supposed to come to the top when they're well done. And then after that, you have to do two other things on the side. One is the bacon. It has bacon on the top. Oh yes, it's a super comfort food. And this is the frying. I didn't have a block of bacon, so I ended up just using like the strips and looking for the best non-greasy parts. And then the other part it has is cheese, right? So you're supposed to use something called the Brin Duff, something like that. They recommended that if you can find that, then you can actually make something like it with goat cheese and heavy cream, which is what I'm doing here. And I discovered, I really think this is the way that you make cream cheese, because the texture, the taste, it was just like cream cheese. Look at it. And then you mix this cheese with your hauskis. I'm assuming that's the hauski part. And basically that cheese melts because it's hot, you know, and it becomes kind of part of it. You're supposed to like just lather it on. And then on the very top, oh yes, you got it, the bacon. It is really pretty and it is delicious. So I highly recommend it. I think kids would really like this recipe. So anyways, there it is. Okay, so now we are going to head out of the city into one of the most beautiful places, I believe, in Slovakia, which is the Tatra Mountains. It is breathtaking. You'll see. Isn't that amazing? So gorgeous. Beautiful. Yes. So to tell you a little bit about the Tatra Mountains, basically they are part of the second biggest range of mountains, which are called the Carpathian Mountains in Europe. And we are going to visit its highest point, which is called Gerlach, I believe in English, Gerlachowski in Slovak, I'm hoping, something like that. So let's take a look at it. You can see, let's back up a little bit. All right, now let's go to the top of it. It is the highest point in Slovakia at 8,711 feet. Look at that view. And I really liked this particular shot of this man honoring a friend, a brother. I have no idea who he is, but I just thought what a sweet way to remember someone and to honor someone. Live long, Dan. I'm helping you with my video too. Look at that. Amazing. Alrighty. And now we are going to visit the low Tatras. Yep, they have the high ones and the low ones, which sit obviously closer to Hungary, right? I didn't really go down, but we can do it, shall we? This is the great thing. We're just gonna find a place where we can drop and see. I'm kind of interested in this one for some reason. Let's just go there and see what happens. This is so much fun. And what I like about it is that it's pretty risk-free, you know? Let me just back out again. And now we're gonna go, whoa, that was a big backup. We're going to go to a city a town, and it is, you can see it right there. It's about 27,000 people, and a long time ago, there was a person here that called my attention art-wise. So I am trying to learn about some of the artists of each country as well. And this one was the one that called my attention the most of the art that I saw of Slovakia. So take a look at Ludovít Fula. I'm not sure that you pronounce it that way. I didn't check this one, but so Ludovít Fula was a man who had many artistic talents. He was a designer, he was a theater, like scenic designer, he was an artist, so he had a lot of things that he tapped into. And I really thought too that he had a very original way of painting too. This is his gallery. So he left his state to the government of Slovakia to build a gallery for his artwork. And even, I believe, his tomb is nearby, and you can see where he worked. You can see all his art. I'm hoping that someday, maybe I can get there. So these are some of the things inside the Galleria Dulovita Fullo. And I have one more thing to show you. This is just a search of his artwork. I just wanted to show you what I liked about it the most was the colors, the orange, the reds, and the yellows, and that mix of very, I don't know, cubism and abstract art, very much. I love that part of his art a lot. And I tried my best to, as an exercise, to do a piece of art inspired by his artwork. And I'm just going to show you. This is my final piece. And this is one of the pieces that inspired it. And you can see me drawing. And I'm not sure I'm going to do this every time, but right now I'm thinking that I want to do an angel for every country that I visit, inspired in one of his artists. It's kind of a way to say thank you to God for this amazing opportunity. And let's take a look at it more in advance when I'm painting. It was really fun to paint this. The colors, I enjoyed it so much. And I tried to mimic the background of that very first painting in the slide. I like the flowers. The only thing I think I didn't really do, and probably because I was a bit fearful, is that I did not break the form enough. He has a more cubist and geometric style. I mean, you can see the shapes of circles and things like that, like the triangle, but I think I was kind of like not very bold with the breakup of it. But I still enjoyed it. And here, one of the things I did too, and you can see it more, I think this is still a flower painting, but is doing these sort of little triangles in the background of different colors. At the beginning, I thought that he had actually splattered the paint, but I think in closer look, I thought that he did not. I mean, it looks like he went, and did these things a little more intentionally. Maybe not, but that's kind of what I tried to do with mine. So that's that. It was, and I can show you my final piece. Here it is, ta-da! And I am in one, I think I put myself in the slide holding it too. So from here, we are going to our last stop on this recap video of Slovakia. We're going to go to the Dovcina Ice Cave. So one of the things that I learned while studying the geography of Slovakia is that this country is very, extremely blessed in the cave department. In one of the sites that I read, it said that it has about 3,800 caves, out of which only 400 have been explored and 12 are open to the public. And this is one of them. This one was the one of the 6 that I saw that impressed me the most, because I've never seen anything like this. So in one of the accounts that I've read, they actually have tunnels which are not in view in these pictures, sadly. But I found a video that I'm going to share with you that shows the tunnels. In some areas, the thickness of the ice can be 26.5 meters, if you can imagine that. That's one of the questions that I had. How come in the summertime the ice doesn't melt? Well, it's because it's so thick that it actually is able to maintain the inside temperature cold enough that it is frigid all year round. This is the entrance of the cave, and here's where I have a little box with the video that I'm going to show you. It's a touristic video, but I thought they did a good job at showing the highlights of this region. Look at that. Oh, this part creeps me out. I would walk it very fast. And you can see how cold they are. So here we come to the end. Thank you so much for accompanying me in this virtual trip to Slovakia. Tomorrow I get to draw the second country I visit on my virtual world trip. And I am so excited. I can't wait to see what it will be. I hope that you can join me as I continue to travel and learn about all these countries. And well, take good care. Thanks again. Bye.